Uh, I'm making this video because I am setting up a GoFundMe and I need to explain why I need a GoFundMe and what it's going to do for me. For those of you that have been subscribed to my channel so far, this will be the first video that I have actually edited and the first video I have actually recorded on my computer instead of using my GoPro. I am doing this because I have had to stop driving Uber. To give a little backstory there, I started driving Uber on October 31st, 2017. At first, I thought it was going to be my ticket off the street, that I was going to be able to make enough money to get an apartment, get off the street, and finally have what I considered to be a life. Well, that proved to be wrong. Uber has consistently changed the way that we are paid ever since I started driving for them, and it always to their favor. So in the end, I'm making less and less money and driving more and more, putting more miles on my car and using more gas. So the expenses go up, what I make goes down. To give you a clue of how much it's changed, in the summer of 2018, I started to make $1,000 a week. The summer of 2019, I was lucky if I made 800. By the end of the year, I was doing good if I was making 700. At the end of December, I had enough money to cover the bills for January, but I wasn't certain if I was going to make February. By the end of February, I had enough to cover February, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to cover March. Last Tuesday, I had to stop driving Uber. And it wasn't just because they weren't paying me enough. There are other things that have been going on. But the reason that I had to stop driving was because my credit card is almost maxed out. I used the credit card to put gas in the car. And driving Uber full time requires filling up the gas tank every day. It costs me between $20 and $30 to fill the tank every day. And that adds up. Last year, and all the way up through last year and into about September, I was actually able to make 2 payments a month of $300 or $400 each to keep the credit card paid up as far as the gas I was putting in it. However, the card was also being used to pay for things that I didn't have enough money in my bank account to cover, such as brake jobs, tires, any other maintenance costs that I had to pay for out of pocket. And then there were the taxes for 2018 that I also had to pay on the credit card, which I'll speak more to that a little later. It's a little bit more involved than that. But as a result, my credit card is within a few $100s of being maxed. And I can't put any more gas in my car because I can't even afford to make the minimum payment next month at the point that it is now, which is almost $300. I have enough money in my bank account to pay the car payment on the 1st. My other 3 ongoing monthly bills, my car insurance, my storage, and my phone, I cannot pay next month. I don't have enough money for that. So I will be experiencing my very first cancel or bounce check fees. In addition, the insurance company, the storage company, and the phone company are more than likely going to charge me a penalty for that. And I also stand the chance of my phone being cut off because the payment didn't get made, my storage being locked out because I didn't make the payment, and my insurance being cut off because I didn't make the payment, which is going to put me in more dire straits than I'm already in. As to my taxes, I don't have any money to pay my federal taxes with. I still am not certain how to figure out my state taxes. And the city tax this year is about $200 more than it was last year because I drove more days in 2019 than I did in 2018. On the taxes, since I'm on that subject again, last year at tax time, well, I was able to pay the city tax in January. I had the money for that. I used H&R Block to help me file the taxes, and they charged me $300. I don't have $300 to pay them to do it again this year. My federal taxes came to about $2,300. State taxes, it turned out I didn't owe anything, and I actually got $100 and something back through the earned income credit. But that was 2018. Now for 2019, I can't pay the city tax. I can't pay the federal tax, and I don't know how to figure out the state tax yet. Last year, I couldn't pay the federal tax. My credit card had a $5,000 limit, and I was within $500 of having it maxed out then. And for reasons unknown to me, my credit card max got raised from 5,000 to 10,000, my credit card limit. I don't know how or why it happened, but I'm thankful it did because I was able to pay my taxes on my credit card. Recently, I had to purchase a new phone. I had to pay for that with my credit card. So my credit card is now up to about $9,600 on a $10,000 limit. So there's no way I'm going to be able to pay the taxes this year at any level. And so that's a bad position. If I don't pay the car payment after next month, I will have to turn the car back in by the beginning of April because I won't be able to make another payment, and I don't need a repossession on my record. I don't want to lose my storage because if I lose my storage, even if I'm able to keep the car, I'm going to lose most of what I have. If I lose the car too, I lose everything that I have. And I really am tired of losing everything that I have every time I turn around. For once, I would like to hold on to what I have as it's all there is of my life. I have figured out that the 3 bills that I don't have the money for next month, not including the minimum payment on the credit card, not including the taxes, comes to about $1,200. Well, excuse me, it's about $700 for those 3 bills. If I include the car insurance payment, which what it will be starting in April, it'll be all 4 bills, then it's about $1,200 a month. The taxes altogether for city, state, and federal, I'm guessing is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000, maybe a little more. My pastor has encouraged me to see about paying for the car or paying the car off, paying the insurance up for the rest of the year, the storage up for the rest of the year, and the phone up for the rest of the year. The insurance has to be renewed every 6 months, so I don't know how much they're going to raise it again in June, but every 6 months since I've been with farmers, they've found an excuse to raise my rate, even though I haven't cost them anything. So I'm expecting it to go up again in June. But I have a rough estimate that based on the $360 a month I'm paying right now, the insurance for the rest of the year is probably going to be in the neighborhood of $3,000, maybe $3,200. The storage is going to be about $2,000, maybe $2,100. It's 204 a month, so 204 times 10 is 2,040. Right? The phone is $50 a month. 50 a month for 10 months is $500. So if you add, and then the car, to pay it off is about 22,000. So if you add all that together, I'm figuring I need about $35,000 to cover everything. But just for next month, I need at least $700 just to cover the rest of the bills for next month. And that's if I can get the money in the account before the payments come in, which the storage payment and the insurance payment come in by the 6th of the month, and the phone bill comes in the middle of the month. But I do have to pay the minimum payment on the credit card, which is $300. So basically, I need about $1,000 by the 1st of the month. The minimum payment on the credit card is due by the 2nd. So if it's not in there, I'll probably be getting a penalty for that, as well as an increase in the interest, which is already high. It's like 25% interest on that card. So I need about 1,000 by the beginning of next month if I'm going to pay everything off. Oh, I didn't include the credit card. I'm going to have to modify that to include paying off the credit card as well. I'm going to need closer to 45,000 because that's almost $10,000 by itself. So I'm going to be making that change on the GoFundMe. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to do. And I don't know how to ask for this. I mean, I guess this video is asking. But I want you to know I'm really not comfortable asking people to give me money. I was raised to believe that you work for what you have. So even when what I was doing was next to nothing, at least I felt like I was doing something for whatever I got. This is just outright asking for help, and the only thing I'm doing is making a video. But that said, there is more to what I want to do. I am going to be applying for disability. They do it in 6-month cycles, and they always deny you the first time. So I'm expecting it to take at least a year from the time I apply to the time that I can even hopefully remotely think that they might approve me. And it could take longer than that because I don't know that they're going to agree that I'm disabled. But anyway, beyond that, I am looking to build my YouTube channel. I do have ideas in mind as to things that I can do to try to put content on my channel that people might like and want to watch. Hopefully I can do that, but I'm still a long ways away from being able to have my YouTube channel monetized. I don't have nearly enough subscribers. I don't have nearly enough views on the few videos that I do have. So I'm expecting it to probably be the better part of a year before I can even think about seeing anything come out of YouTube. As far as a Patreon to support my channel, until I have more content on my channel and something I feel that is more worthy of it, I don't know that it would be a good thing to do to ask people to support my channel. So I'm going to hold off on that until I've got more content. Um, Another thing I have in mind to do is I do, in terms of thinking, invent things once in a while. And recently I invented a tool. I did some research and found out that there's only one other tool out there that even remotely comes close to what my tool would do, and it doesn't do half of what my tool does. And it's going for over $300. Okay? So I figure that my version of this tool could easily go for 400 and more, depending on uh, the type of material it's made from and uh, the applicable usage. What it is a tire tool made to help you remove and replace wheels on your car without you having to get tire dirt all over you or pull a muscle trying to lift it, you know, or something like that. So that if it's a wheel that's heavier than you can lift, you can still put the wheel on your car and still take it off the car. And I'll be going into more detail about that in a different video. But it's just, I'm putting out there that I do have ideas for things I can try to do to generate income. But all of these things that I have right now are things that require an investment in time and an investment in money in some cases. So I'll be posting more videos on my invention idea. And at some point when I feel like I'm ready, I will actually start another GoFundMe to help me fund that project because I believe it is a tool that will be very useful and that will sell. So I'll talk more about that later. Anyway, I hope I covered this well enough. The link to the GoFundMe will be in the description. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. And from what I see in the comments, I will help me determine what more I need to add, what more I need to say, what more I need to do to encourage people to help me through this situation because it's going to be a while before I have any form of income coming in, and I need all the help I can get right now. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.